Lines fuck for these idiots, but
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the beautiful Rich Life Studios in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. This is the AEW Dynamite Review, and we are celebrating National Scissoring Day. And you know what that means? Frank, take it away.
and here we go for another edition of the AEW Dynamite Review. And yes, my name is Frank Jofel, and we got the cast of characters that are usually here every single week. To my left, Selecta Brew. Up top, we got Alex the Elite and the comedy genius of Montreal, Mr. Comedy himself, Claudio Capri. What's going on, everybody?
Hey, not much. How about you, man?
I don't know about you, but man, oh man, it's been a great day. Just been scissoring people left and right, front and center. I don't know.
I don't know. I saw. For some reason I saw. I don't know if you know who Alton Brown is on the Food Network. He does Iron Chef and that. There was a picture of him with somebody doing scissors today. Alton Brown from the Food Network. So and it's supposedly the number one selling T-shirt now on AEW Shop. Good for them. I'm very happy for them. The work has paid off. They've been there since the beginning, and everything's paying off for them now. But we're going to get to see what's going to happen with them going forward on this AEW Dynamite, and obviously going forward in AEW. Will Daddy Ass be at Monday Night Raw on Monday? We're going to have to wait and see. But
Monday Night Raw Monday.
Well, because Monday Night Raw is the season premiere, and DX is going to be on it.
Oh, it's funny you say that. Oh,
everyone's been saying.
And you don't know what happened tonight.
I have no idea what happened tonight.
Oh, okay, that's awesome.
Because they were
It's
weird.
funny you say
Everybody
that.
was saying that. Oh, they're probably gonna cheer Daddy Ass on Monday Night Raw. So let's see what happens here. So take it away, guys.
I feel like that is addressed here tonight.
Crazy, man.
Yeah, you'll
Great
be
stuff.
happy to hear. So,
Great stuff.
guys, we are live from the nation's capital of the United States of America, Washington, D.C., celebrating 3 years of AEW
The first
Dynamite.
one was in Washington, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I believe.
That's what they were saying, right?
Same arena.
Full circle.
And I believe did they use the old set? Was that the original set?
I was gonna say, yeah, it's looking like the old set, even the way they had Daly's place set up. So yeah. Definitely looked like.
Yeah, you know,
It's a good. It's a good trivia question. Wink,
homage.
wink. I guess
What?
because you would think the first one would have been in Jacksonville, right? At the Daly's place, but
the Daly's place really came into play
During
during
the
the pandemic.
pandemic,
Yeah. Because
But
I think
like
they
I said,
did a couple.
it's a
Daly's
good
places before.
trivia question.
Yeah.
Whatever, just slip that in there. You know?
Who lost
I still don't.
the WCW Heavyweight Championship on the final episode of Nitro?
Scott Stein.
There you go. You finally got it. But Alex the Elite, who kicked off AEW Dynamite tonight for us here in the opening moments?
Yeah. So the opening match, we had the man who kicked off, and he said it on Twitter, Allin, which is the precursor to AEW. MJF against Wheeler Yuta was your opening match, and according to Excalibur, this is MJF's first match in AEW in 129 days, or as
Really?
Taz said,
Yeah.
south of 130.
Great stat.
Might I add, sick jacket MJF was rocking tonight. Sick.
Was he over tanned? Or was he over?
Looks like $1 million as long as he's not standing.
Well, you know
beside-
what? He was gone
as
for how long?
As long as he's not standing beside Jeremy Prophet, he looks like $1 million. I'll say that. I'll say that. Are you listening to me on your phone too? This
No, I
guy
just,
loves me, man. So yeah, Alex, this was it could have gone anyway, but I'm sure you have a lot of details here to go through. I'm just gonna add, love the classic Ric Flair duck under strut, the classic just old school heel of like just getting out of the ring every time.
What was
like,
he wearing? Was he wearing a robe? Because I remember a couple of
No,
times.
he came with like a
a jacket.
bomber jacket, as they call it, a sports jacket. But it was a sick one, like all MJF shit. But aside from the antics and the old school heel work to kick it off, these guys had a great match. I really enjoyed it. What stood out to you, Alex and Claudio? You're here too. Sorry, I forgot. You're not here often, so we forget you're here. But Alex, I'll start off with you. What caught your eye here in the opening of the match?
Yeah, I agree. It was a great match, a really hot opener for the show. I think it shows that these guys have wrestled each other apparently countless times before
Crowd
in the
was
last
into
7
it?
years. Yes,
The crowd
very
was
into it.
Sorry to cut you off, but you just reminded me. The crowd was into it, booing the shit out of Yuta at the beginning.
Really?
But the match was so good, and they did such a good job that by the end he fully had them, and that was the beauty of a classic wrestling match.
Nice.
Like he was able to turn it. But yeah, sorry, Alex, I just wanted to.
No. But I mean, I don't know if they were really
Yuta.
booing him. They were just that they were
They're
more
just-
in MGF's favor. Yeah,
But
'cause, it's
really
MJF.
early in the beginning, they were hard. Like the opening moments of the match, they were hard. Like kind of like booing him, pumping up MJF to the point where he was busting one of like. You know what I mean? But yeah, just
Eight to
credit
the tracks
them.
and Bret Fart in the chat. What's going on?
Eight to the tracks, Bret Fart. But credit to these guys. They really turned it. It was a good time. Sorry, the chat's not showing up on the stream right here.
It's fine. I got it right here. If anything.
Anyways, yeah. So Alex, carry on.
Yeah. Just to talk about the match. I thought they had fantastic exchange of roll-ups. I think it was like somewhere in the middle of the match or so.
It was like 2/3 of the way, I think. It was like it wasn't like
towards the
near
end,
the ending, but it was good before the ending type of like whoa, could he win?
Yeah, and then Bryce Remsburg had to make the cover each time. Poor guy, but I thought they had a great exchange, and the crowd really enjoyed it afterwards.
What happened with the ref?
No, nothing. Because the amount of the old school where the guy gets the guy 1, 2, then he goes 1, 2, but they really did. But to the point, it was like 1, 1, 1,
okay,
and then
just pretty crazy.
They were just like fucking.
They went all around the ring.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, it was.
Yes, and the crowd got into it, and then they gave them a standing ovation at the end when it was the last count. And what was really good, they mentioned on commentary too. At one point, MJF got like a victory roll on Wheeler Yuta, and that point he decided to cross the legs to get a tighter cover. So saying that there is some psychology in this, what looks like a random roll-up exchange, but no, at what point?
Thing there,
yeah, sure. Straight edge, but that was great. Another thing too, I want to point out, and is that the story of the match to me is that MJF didn't take Wheeler Yuta seriously, and Wheeler Yuta kept going for a top rope move, and each time MJF would roll out of the way. It happened like 3 or 4 times, and then at one point MJF rolls pretty much like 3/4 across the ring, and flips off Wheeler Yuta, saying "screw you." Yuta's still on the top rope and says, "Who cares? I'm just gonna jump anyways." And he did a really leaping splash to nail MJF
to the part where it was like too far to do, and he still did it, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Too
cool,
far to do it, and he still did it, and it was a good, near fall. I thought it was really good.
You can't deny
really well
the wrestling abilities of Wheeler Yuta. I think for my opinion, at the beginning when they did have that face-off on the mics, it seemed like maybe they were putting him down because obviously putting anyone against MJF in a promo battle, we all know who's going to come out on top on that. But it seems that that is the catalyst of maybe getting the people to appreciate Wheeler Yuta a little bit more, because hey, in the end, we knew that MJF is better on the mic, but I think having him go against MJF on the mic, and now obviously in the ring he's a better wrestler, but as you guys were saying, MJF came out, pulled out all the stops in this match. MJF is becoming a better wrestler, I find, and once he does become that I don't know, no pun intended, that pinnacle kind of wrestler in the company, I think he's going to be one of those untouchable guys. Like if he's getting booed and cheered, that's in the realm of like Roman Reigns, John Cena, like that's not hard. That's not easy to get somebody into that position. So kudos to AEW, kudos to MJF, and you know what? Kudos to MJF for, even though MJF, I presume, won the match, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
still kind of got over Wheeler Yuta in a sense too, right? Which makes sense because in a losing way, sometimes some people say, "Oh, you know what? He lost. He's buried." But the way this match, what you guys were talking about in this match, seems like Wheeler Yuta got a lot over than MJF as well. So that's cool, man. I like that, man. So that's good for Wheeler Yuta going forward.
It also kind of shows you the team player aspect, that despite what people say about MJF and his character that he portrays, he knows the business.
Yeah,
like
that's
this
why
guy, I have to make him look good because it's better for all of us, or else I just beat a guy who sucks.
That's why
you know what I mean?
Somebody up so much like MJF that anyone you put against him should go over.
No, that's not always the case. It's not always the case.
It's no, because he has
it's
so
not
much
automatic.
heat and so much fucking visibility that that person has to take advantage.
Yeah, but
and
we've seen it happen a lot of times where it doesn't happen, where the guy just fades away after a big thing with a big, a big name. But either way, we're not going to talk about examples of that. I want to know.
You're negotiating for contracts in
about
2024. I'm sure he's going to say, "Oh, look, I put over this."
I told you already. It's Cody Rhodes, MJF, 2024, WrestleMania 40. I already spoiled it for you guys. But Claudio, were you?
How many pieces of pizza did you have yesterday?
No, I want to know. Did you?
Was Luigi Primo there, Claudio?
Oh, was he there?
No. It should have been though. Should have been.
Were you surprised of MJF going for the handshake at the end of the match?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Or he didn't officially do it though, right, Alex? He was contemplating.
No, yeah.
He was
before he got a chance to do it, yeah.
And then before he got a chance to do it, Stokely came out.
With the Lee Moriarty.
What, he's playing with
Yeah,
everybody.
exactly.
He's playing with everybody's mind here, MJ. What, he's trying to be like, I'm gonna become good, but that's the only reason
That's
why I
the
would
one
think
thing
of, right?
that was the one little thing I kind of threw me off of the segment. Was that there? Like, what are they trying to do right now? And then it kind of showed a little dissension between Stokely and MJF, because Stokely
didn't need that.
Yeah, because Stokely was kind of like telling him. Stokely actually came with the Dynamite diamond ring.
He was pissed that he wanted
gave it to him while Moriarty held Yuta, and Stokely was yelling at MJF to hit him.
And the crowd must have been going crazy.
The crowd was going crazy. MJF was doing like the look around, and then this is where the old school WCW, WWE fan came out to me and everyone else who got up to settle everything down. William Regal stands up, walks to the entrance.
Why? Who? Okay, yeah, because he was with Willow Yuta, sure.
Pulls out of his pocket a nice, fresh, shiny pair
of brass knuckles. The brass knuckles.
He puts them on. The crowd starts going nuts. He just slow walks to the ring, and the ramp was really short, so it wasn't like awkward. Really, kind of fit nice. Walks to the ring. Everyone clears out. He just stares at everyone with authority, and it was kind of. I like the Regal thing, but are you guys a bit confused with what they're trying to do with MJF?
Well, in the end, they want MJF to be the biggest baby face in the company, but the crowd is not going to let him. So he's going to try.
They need him to be a heel, but the crowd's letting him be a baby, is making him be a baby face.
But it's so genius.
Exactly.
He's both. It's so genius, man.
But Alex, were you feeling after this segment? Are you a bit confused? Were they trying to go with? What do you read?
Yeah, but I don't. Do you want to say something, Claudio? Because we're
no,
no.
I'm just trying to say. Jeff's gonna turn heel.
Your mic's fucked up, eh?
Keeps going.
Okay, so shut up, Claudio.
Shut up, Claudio. Fix it up. Unplug it or plug it back in or something.
Please.
Yeah, maybe. But okay, so just I think that I agree that it was a bit confusing. I'll just to cover Claudio for a bit.
Yeah.
I don't think they needed the segment to have the teasing of the handshake, especially since we're going to talk about the next match. We had something similar happen, different result, but they didn't need to tease the already dissension between the firm because it just started. Like we don't need dissension right now. We need a tease maybe several months from now, if at all. I don't think we need it at all, to be honest. But if we're going to get it. Not within a month of its creation. No point of having it. I do like the.
I think you just figured out unintentionally. You figured out what's going on here. Maybe it's not a dissension in the firm because they always keep saying how MJF is not officially in the firm. He just hired them. So maybe this is a potential now after this Yuta thing, something for MJF. Maybe it might be an MJF feuding with random guys from the firm. For a little bit,
but AEW they do that a lot.
Maybe I hope not, but just because you said it, kind of
they don't let storylines go. Like
I'm not saying
it's that.
I'm not saying it's that, but
no, but it seems that's what it seems like. Like why would they do like Alex said? Why not
finish
just
up
do
this thing with Yuta? They want to start something new. There's 5 guys potentially in that.
No, but they're missing like that middle part of like story building.
Me,
like they're just going to.
Well, no, I just feel like they don't need this because really the focus should be on MJF versus Moxley. That's the match. That's the marquee match is going to main event full gear. So having the little stare down with Regal with the brass knuckles and MJF with the diamond ring is perfectly fine. But just erase everything that happened after the match with that. Like even teasing the handshake is okay, but MJF just had to blow off Wheeler Yuta or kick him in the nuts.
Yeah,
one of the two.
Or just pretend he was gonna shake hands with him and just go like this and just walk away,
exactly.
like MJF style, right?
Should have scissored him, to be honest. They should have replaced all the Ring of Honor handshake for scissors tonight.
Well, it was the day to do it, right?
It's the only way, man. Gotta honor it. So yeah, it was. You just what?
Just want to say one thing. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention. Excalibur said it on commentary. Wheeler Yuta slapped MJF pretty hard, and he mentioned it was Antonio Inoki like slap. So mentioning, of course, he just recently passed away. So it was a nice
little tribute
mention of Inoki on commentary.
That's good. Cool, man. I like that.
Only now didn't know who the hell he was at the time, but original character from no. But I remember at the time, was he not original character in WCW World Tour on Nintendo 64?
Yeah, he was in. Yeah, but not under his name. Yes, he was in WCW World Tour, Virtual Pro Wrestling 64, Virtual Pro Wrestling 2.
Yeah,
really?
He's OG in the video game era.
Not just Inoki, they had a bunch of guys from New Japan Pro Wrestling in the WCW game under different names. Some of them had different costumes. It wasn't exactly their attire, but like at one point you could edit their attires. I think in World Tour. If not, I mean they looked pretty close to their actual who they're supposed to be, but for copyright reasons they had to change their names because it was the same producers. Ukes was creating the games for the Japanese Virtual Pro Wrestling and also the North American market.
Yeah, the godfather of Japanese wrestling.
Not just Japanese wrestling, also mixed martial arts.
Okay,
he's a pioneer in pro wrestle, strong style, and MMA. MMA doesn't exist, at least the way we know it now, without Antonio Inoki.
If there was ever a time to give us the match of the week, maybe you have one for Inoki there. You could give out to somebody. Or
I'm gonna be very honest. Like I haven't watched too many Inoki matches. One to watch though, I'm gonna just say it right now. It's not too long, and it's like very memorable for I think the craziest German suplex bump you'll ever see in your life.
Okay.
Is Antonio Inoki versus Vader from I want to say '96. It was part of Antonio Inoki's retirement tour.
Okay.
He had like a 4 or 5 year tour in the mid '90s.
Okay.
And this match, like, spoiler, Vader like destroys Inoki, like almost kills him.
Vader had that like big like fucking thing on it, like he was carrying like that headpiece there.
I don't know
like
if he yeah, I know in the '80s had that. I don't know if he had it by
Okay.
now.
WCW? Was it WCW?
No, this is in New Japan.
Okay.
New Japan Pro Wrestling
Okay.
in the '96 or so. Check it out. I'm sure it's on YouTube, Daily Motion.
Okay.
Not a long match, but yeah, just listen to the crowd reaction when Vader picks up Inoki. Like there's a gasp, like holy shit, what just happened? Is Inoki okay?
400 plus pounds right there. Fuck
well,
yeah.
Speaking of crowd reactions, and this next promo that we got here was the Jericho Appreciation Society.
Mm-hmm.
Before we get to what anyone said, the moment that Sammy Guevara spoke, there was an overwhelming audible boo from this was a backstage promo, but the crowd just overwhelming boos
for Sammy.
Yeah, Claudio, could you enlighten us?
Man.
Could you enlighten us for not knowing what's going on? Why maybe the crowd was very, very up Sammy Guevara's ass tonight? If your microphone works.
I don't know. I don't like Sammy Guevara, so
Your microphone's still fucked up. We can't hear anything.
I tried fixing it now.
Okay, so Claudio's live spectating for the moment, but so Alex, give me a quick. I think I may have got I saw something quick.
Well, there was
it's something between him and Andrade. What happened?
Yes. All I'm gonna say just as a precursor, when CM Punk was complaining that he works with children,
Yeah.
he may have had a point. Unfortunately, I hate to say it, but it's a Twitter beef, unnecessary Twitter beef between Sammy Guevara and Andrade.
Yeah.
The story is that Andrade had an interview with I think Spanish media or local outlets, basically saying that the only real issue he ever had in AEW with the other people in the locker room is that supposedly he heard that Sammy Guevara didn't like that Andrade hit him too hard in his match. Then it went a back and forth exchange where Sammy is basically saying, you suck, you never got over where you were before, you were a favor hire. Just go back to WWE because we all know you want to go. Then Andrade called him out saying, I'll see you on Wednesday. We'll see what happens. And of course, for some reason, no one thought that putting Andrade and Sammy Guevara in the same building was not a good idea. That maybe you should have, considering that Rampage is live on Friday this week, Andrade didn't have to be on in the backstage area on Wednesday. You could have separated them, or had them in different rooms, different hotels. In any case, supposedly there was a backstage altercation. It started as one shoving the other. Some fists were thrown. Andrade gets sent home. Sammy Guevara has a main event to fill, so he stays on the show.
Oh, this happened tonight. This happened tonight.
Yeah, it happened tonight.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You guys know, like right before Dynamite went on the air backstage.
Okay, because I know the altercation of the whole premise of the whole Andrade is because there's a career versus mask match on Friday.
Yes.
With
it's off though.
What? It's off.
Yeah, Tony Khan went on Twitter to say the match with Preston Vance and Andrade is off.
Because in the end, people thought that Andrade was going to lose that match and leave, but Tony Khan's been saying he's not releasing anybody in the meantime, and plus they were thinking of getting the mask off of his name is Preston 10.
Spoiler. Oh, whoops! I just said his name.
Okay, 10. So they wanted him to take the mask off and continue his career in AEW without the mask. So it made sense to have that match. No storyline build, which sucks. But
there is though. There is.
Yes, but
Andrade has been trying to recruit 10 for like 2-3 weeks now. Yes, it's in the 30-second stairwell.
That's what I meant. Like usually I was listening to Dave Meltzer, and he said that usually you have a match like this after like a month or 2 month build of like feuding with the guy or going back and forth, and then you have this match. It's like the end of the storyline or the end of the program that this is what's going to end the story, and everyone goes their separate ways. And now that what you're telling me is they're not having this match. No. Jesus Christ! So I'm even more convinced it was a storyline, because now Andrade is obviously not going to get. He's not leaving AEW. The 10 is still going to have his mask.
I think it's just like you have immature like talent in the locker room.
But you got to think this though. Sammy Guevara is becoming. And he said it. He goes, always wanted to be like Cody Rhodes. How Cody Rhodes was the biggest heel or the biggest face or whatever. Sammy Guevara is becoming one of the biggest heels in AEW right now. Slowly, because you legitimately hate the guy.
Yeah, but that's
amazing.
That's not like.
But that you have to play with that.
That's not using. That's not being like MJF giving.
They
little
tried to fucking put him as a baby face and it didn't work.
Okay, listen to me. This is not like MJF keeping in character and like giving a little kid a middle finger at the airport.
Anything he says.
Okay, can I finish my point?
No.
I'm like, you're saying they're hating him for real life stuff. But what's it called? You just made me lose my train of thought. So, but the thing with MJF, he stays in character, and what he does is he uses kayfabe and stuff like that when he's on Twitter and when he's in real life, when he's around fans and stuff. To the point where I heard him on a podcast, I think it was Barstool. The last 3 months, he's like, I trained at home. I didn't leave my house. I had people fucking go shopping for me. I made sure no one saw. They thought I was dead.
That's how you do it.
Like old school style.
Old school style. Stay out of Dodge.
That's it. I'm a big fan of using social media in real life and keeping kayfabe. And, people like hate him. He's giving little kids middle fingers. But what you're saying, is like what Alex is saying. It's like, that's like, it's not like Christian getting the okay from Jungle Boy to talk about his dead dad or something. This is legitimate piece of shit heat.
Yeah. So why not use it to your advantage, right?
No, it's pro wrestling. You're right. You have to use it.
Exactly. Of course, you're going to use it.
That's why he's becoming slowly the biggest heel in AEW that way. Not because of promos and whatever. But like I said, I didn't know that. I don't know. Maybe they wanted to. Because it's weird that it doesn't happen very often that they schedule a match, they promote a match, and then because of what happened tonight,
could you guys imagine if
it's not happening now?
Could you imagine if social media was around when Shawn Michaels was in his
it wasn't around when we were in Attitude Era.
Before he lost his smile and shit, the backstage stuff that would have came
after
out
Monday Night Raw when we were a kid. We used to all run to the benches at school and
we would
did you see what happened?
Yeah, we talked about the show.
That was our social media.
But imagine like Bret Hart was able to tweet that Shawn Michaels is a fucking piece of shit. He's always crying in the back, or Shawn Michaels
I would have rather it like that.
Kind of does that now in interviews.
I'd rather it like that because there was more surprise. There was more intrigue. It made you want to watch after, right? So it's like, let me see what's gonna happen. But
Yeah,
if you
of
see
course.
what happens on social media, maybe you could legitimately follow it on social media and not have to even watch the program. So good for you, Sammy. Become the biggest heel. I'm with him. I'm with him.
So just to keep an interest
I'm
of
with
the
him.
show here, whatever. I don't know, not much happened in this promo. We didn't even talk about it. Just
I
need to
guess
talk about Sammy.
the one thing that was funny was that Jake Hager has the hat
yeah.
that
That's all
Daniel
the only thing
Garcia
I wrote
threw
down
down.
too.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, hey, I like this hat. That was his one line.
What happened with the hat? I know I saw a picture of Daddy Magic.
You
It
just
was
had-
someone else's
Yeah.
garbage or someone else's treasure or something like
Jake
that.
Hager was just in
He
the
kept the hat.
background. And
Yeah,
his,
Hager was just sitting in the background with the hat on until they referred to the hat. He's like, "Yeah, I like this hat."
Yeah,
yeah.
that
That was the best line of the whole night. No, him and Matt Menard. Those two were fantastic.
Speaking of fantastic, Jay Lethal versus Darby Allen. I liked it. I liked I can't just say what I would say about Jay Lethal. He's great. I love what he does. But I liked what I saw at the end of the match. But before we get there, Alex, I'll kick it to you. What did you notice in this match?
Yeah, it was a good match. They work well together. Yeah, I agree. Jay Lethal usually has strong TV matches whenever he's, on Dynamite or Rampage. We knew Darby Allen was going to win, and I do find that he does use his what is he call it, the Last Supper? His roll up that he
It was the Last Supper.
He's uses it too often to win matches. I find out, like, it's good in the sense that it's unique. I don't think no other wrestler does that, but I find we've seen it a bit too often where he doesn't get like a decisive win. I know he's smaller than pretty much 99% of the rest of the roster.
But
He's not,
Yeah,
yes, he's faster, but still, I feel like he could have gotten a decisive victory over Jay Lethal. I don't think it would have hurt Jay Lethal.
yeah.
Was there any outside interference? Any shenanigans? Was Sting at ringside?
A little bit.
No, there was going to be. But then after that, Jay Lethal told him to.
Oh, you mean the Singh and Sanjay Dutt?
Yeah,
were at the-
I would assume.
No.
During the match,
because
nothing. They weren't allowed. They were barred from ringside.
No,
they were barred from ringside.
Not barred, but he said there was guaranteed to be no help. But
So there were just one-on-one, no one on ringside.
Exactly.
Except for the finish. That's the only thing. Like, because
Clean
Singh
finish?
and Sanjay Dutt came on stage, and Jay Lethal was distracted, saying, "Hey, no, go to the back. I got this."
Okay.
And then it went into like a roll-up exchange with Darby and Lethal, and then
Okay.
eventually put the Last Supper pin on.
Okay, so maybe
on Lethal.
we could potentially see Jay Lethal veering away from this little faction of his, maybe eventually. What do you guys
I
think?
see him. This is my
You're-
bold prediction. My bold prediction here is because it's a heavy Ring of Honor show tonight, and you could tell they're really leaning towards
Yeah.
something big for Ring of Honor coming up. Jericho's campaign of desecrating the title. Just maybe, the face coming out of nowhere that after Toronto that may come defend Ring of Honor's honor for that title could maybe be a babyface Jay Lethal. And I'd like to know what
he is a former champion.
what
He wants to
you
face
guys-
the former champions.
Alex,
he's one of them.
Yeah.
do you think
Yeah,
he's deserving? Do you think that something is possible here, turning face?
Well, I mean, you mentioned it earlier, but like at the end of this match, we had the code of honor upheld, even though it
Yeah.
wasn't an ROH match.
Yeah.
Darby Allen offered the handshake,
Oh.
and Singh and Sanjay Dutt were saying, no, don't do it. But Jay Lethal immediately did it. He gave the handshake to Darby
Has
Allen.
honor.
So,
Heel or
yeah.
babyface. So that's it. You got to give
Wait,
it
so
to
winning
Jay
some
Lethal.
matches
I think
now?
so. I guess that's the thing, though. That's a good point, though. Before facing Jericho, he definitely has to win some matches, I think. You
Yeah,
can't
well,
just
there's
say,
gonna be some time. Jericho's gonna do something. They still haven't announced anything. Of
Well,
what
that's
their
if he
plans are with
he
ROH.
beats
Bryan
Bryan Danielson
He will,
next
man.
week.
It's in
Next week,
Toronto. Come on.
I think
Yeah,
he
but he's
will. I
beating
think
what?
he
It's
will.
it's the
Toronto.
third match they're having against each other, right?
It's
And
in
Jericho's
Toronto.
2-0 against them. 3-0
Yeah.
against
It's
Danielson.
It's Jericho's show right now.
I mean, in AEW, it's 1-1.
Yeah,
so.
it's Jericho's show right now. He's winning in Toronto.
I hope.
Yeah,
I hope.
exactly.
I hope. That's for
The
sure.
ovation he's gonna get in Toronto, like he already, the crowd loves him everywhere. He's smiling as a heel coming out. Adam, if you know what, if he loses, kudos to them because it'll be a big swerve.
Yeah, but I think they have so much potential matches that they could go down the line. Like I said, Jericho hasn't faced like 3/4 of the former champions in Ring of Honor, so it'd be pretty cool to go like one by one. And I know Davey Richards called him out on social media. He was on our good friends podcast, United Undisputed podcast. If I said that correctly. He was on that podcast and he challenged Jericho, and I know PCO has been challenging him too on social media as well. So there's a lot of Ring of Honor ex-champions that haven't faced Jericho ever in a singles match, let alone in a Ring of Honor match. So it'd be pretty cool to see.
Well, those sound like a lot of guys that will come in and lose, but Jay Lethal's there to stay.
I guess if Seth Rollins could lose 3 matches to Cody Rhodes, I think Danielson could lose 3 matches to Jericho too, right? So.
Yeah,
well, I mean, he got 1 victory, but just to say, there's also Dalton Castle, who's a former ROH champion. He was just on Dark a few days ago, so you could have that would be a fun match, Jericho and Castle. I'm sure. Just like I'm just thinking the reaction, like the facial expressions of Jericho and Castle, would be really entertaining.
He's got that charisma. He's got that little something, Dalton
really,
Castle. Really that match that he actually had on Dark was against one guy that was on our show, Rick Recon, and one that will be on our show in the next coming days, Jay Bougie. He's from New York and he's friends with PJ Savage, and I've known about Dalton Castle, but just to see him and like the way he portrays himself and everything, and those fucking facial expressions just make me die. So I could just imagine what he could do in an actual program with somebody, which would be pretty interesting.
Yeah. Plus, he's underrated too because he has like a legit amateur wrestling background, and like you can go Dalton Castle.
I'd like to see that in AEW. Tony, if you're listening.
Well, what we are seeing in AEW tonight is the Embassy.
The hell is that?
The Embassy is a crew stable here ran by Prince Nana, African. African.
Did we see Khan tonight?
And Khan, was that Khan rocking those braids and shit?
Gates of Agony, Tong and Logo.
And Luongo?
Yeah. And so, Joe phoned the ring.
Well, it's been a while because last time I think they made that one match on Rampage. And then after that, I think he had a couple of matches on Dark, and that's about it. We haven't seen him on TV since.
So they cut a quick promo and gave us a nice video package as to who the Embassy is.
Great for Khan. I like to see
them, and including rocking a fresh mohawk.
Is Brian Cage?
Brian Cage
still in that faction? Great.
Yeah, and who? Was this announced before tonight, or was this announced right now? That was Brian Cage going up against.
They were promoting it. They were promoting it the last couple of days.
Was on Twitter? Okay.
Yeah. Which was surprising to me because we've been advocating for Brian Cage to have a match on TV for the longest time, and he had a match tonight with Wardlow, and in my heart, I would have loved for Brian Cage to win this TNT title. I don't know what happened here, but I'm pretty sure I know what happened, but. I hope Brian Cage is the new tag champion.
Good suitable opponent to finally give Wardlow a credible contender.
Big guy like Brian Cage.
A good a believable match. You know, you're not gonna believe Wardlow is gonna go distance with Orange Cassidy.
But you gotta give him some competition.
With Brian
Wardlow,
Cage,
right?
it would go the distance.
It's like Hook. Love him or hate him. He's got to wrestle some guys that are up to par in AEW. You can't be fighting all these scrap guys and always winning every time. So
are you dissing your boys like that? You're dissing your boys like that. You're dissing Angelo Parker like that. Cool hand.
I told you they should have fucking won. I even guaranteed that.
You hear this, guys?
Well, I'm dissing them because the rightful tag team champions. The rightful tag team that should have been them instead. The Casanova Productions. Those are my boys. So good friends with them, but. I think
don't let fucking
their time will come.
We know you bought that poster, but let's get back to the task at hand here. So, Claudio, did you see this matchup of two Goliaths?
Yes. Yeah, I saw it. By the way, do you hear me better now, or is it still
perfect?
Okay, perfect.
Did Brian Cage come out by himself?
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Brian Cage
with Prince Nana.
With Prince. Yes.
And Khan and Tua? No.
No, I found this match was
Okay.
This match was really interesting. To see two Goliaths, but at the end, I knew Wardlow was gonna win.
Yeah,
but you know what? As you mentioned, Frank, it was interesting to see Brian Cage because I haven't seen him in a long time, and I'm like, it's about time that Brian Cage came in. It's unfortunate that he lost. But in reality, I'm like, Wardlow can't just lose the belt randomly as well. But it was good. It was good. I don't know, something about this match I didn't like.
Was
There
it?
was something.
Did he power bomb him? Did he power bomb Brian Cage?
Is it 3 or
Yeah,
5?
he did?
times? 3 or 5 times?
4 times, I think.
Four times.
3. Okay, I went to the bathroom and I
Wow.
You went to the bathroom
You missed the power
mid-power,
bomb.
mid-symphony.
Mid power bomb.
Mid-symphony,
Yeah.
you went to pee.
Yeah.
He gave him 3
yeah.
power bombs. I don't think he's gonna give him any more. And you're boom.
Yeah,
So you're
exactly.
telling
I'm
me
like, okay.
Wardlow power bombed Brian Cage 3-4 times? Wow.
Yes.
Something like that.
That's
yeah.
impressive. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Continue.
Continue.
And even Wardlow too. Just want to say that. What did he
He
do?
took
He
some
did like
hits.
a whisper in the wind, like Jeff Hardy. He jumped to the turnbuckle, running to it.
Yeah.
He did a running standing
Hey,
hurricanrana that he
for
usually
his
does.
size, Brian Cage, he could go, man. He could go, man.
Oh, this,
yeah,
this
yeah.
is Wardlow.
Okay, Wardlow. But what I'm trying to say is that it's you know what, like
Even Brian Cage can do the same thing.
because
yeah.
a lot of people, like when you see a big guy like that, sometimes they're less mobile. They can't, they're not as quick on their feet. But Brian Cage could go, man. Like he's
I know,
very
Brian Cage
agile,
is
could go off the
flexible,
top
man.
rope,
Jesus Christ.
power, and
Yeah.
just to say, and I'm very impressed. I might have to go watch it now when we finish this review. But Wardlow
It was a
power
fun
bombing Brian Cage must have been a sight to see.
This was for me. This for me was just as a great match as Big Show versus Mark Henry
Yeah.
when the ring broke. Tonight, if the ring broke, I would have said this would have been an
Well, they're not
amazing
as
match.
big as them,
Yeah.
like weight wise. It's different. Like if you would have had maybe Satnam Singh and who's the next biggest guy in AEW, just to say.
Big
but,
Show.
Well, Big
But
Show,
wait.
yeah. But,
He's coming back.
Shaq.
Oh, wait,
Shaq
back.
comes back.
yeah, he's been injured. Tony Khan's been saying he wants to put him into some kind of storyline and everything. So maybe we might get to see Captain Insano in the future. Who knows? But we'll keep our fingers crossed.
In this storyline, Wardlow, I believe,
Quick match, or was it a competitive match back and
competitive. It was. Like I said, it was a believable competitive match. Brian Cage.
forth? That only helps Wardlow go forward now, right? In the end,
An athletic big man match, I could call it.
It was tactical.
Athletic,
It was tactical.
athletic big man match. But this match, the story of this match is the fallout as
Ooh.
the embassy come into the ring after.
After the match was over.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if my notes are correct, because I was scribbling,
Scribble.
embassy, and then cue the music. Who comes to save Wardlow?
Who?
Samoa Joe.
Really? Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, actually, he didn't come out with music though.
Oh, he
He just-
didn't.
apparently he
Okay,
doesn't get
okay, no,
music.
the next
Next
people,
guys.
the next guys came out with music. Yeah, they didn't. At least
Yeah.
they didn't kill the music twice. So Samoa Joe comes out to help out. And how did he fall under catching a beating? Now, how did they just were the numbers, right?
The numbers game.
Yeah, this is the numbers game. Yeah, it was 3-on-2.
A
It
3-on-2
was a
numbers
Ward-
game. And,
Wardlow.
So
Yeah,
far,
that's their tag team name.
to my recollect here, this was like you guys weren't joking. Like this was a big time Ring of Honor based show here. She was basically
yeah,
more or
they're
less.
teasing something. They're
There's
building.
going to
they're
be
building,
maybe an
yeah.
announcement coming soon. I hope. Maybe in
building,
Canada,
yeah.
you never know. But this was. I know that Khan is more on the Ring of Honor side. Obviously, Toa, Jay Lethal. There's Samoa Joe, Brian Cage. Fuck,
And,
it's great to see, man. Hopefully, they get to do something. Ring
And
of
the
Honor.
guys
They
who
deserve
came, the guys who came to settle everything down and clear
it. Shane
the ring.
Taylor Promotions. No.
No,
No,
everyone's
no.
favorite FTR.
Ooh,
QC.
ROH Tag Team Champions. Yes.
There you go.
that's true. Yeah, they are. That's true. Yeah, you're
There
right.
you go.
You're right.
And so they come out, fans
Huge
go nuts.
Okay.
And that's pretty much what happened there. Like, that's that. Again, a big
Yeah.
ROH moment.
Did they run down the ring with
wha-
all the belts or just the Ring of Honor belts?
No belts.
No belts.
This time.
Imagine
they-
running
they-
down the
but-
ramp with 3 different belts. Oh.
That's hilarious.
They didn't say anything on the mic, right?
No, but all this was to set up the Battle of the Belts that's happening on this Friday. I think
Okay.
it is right after Rampage.
I love him.
FTR versus Gates of Agony is going to be for
Fuck,
ROH
you got Battle
World
of the
Tag Team
Belts
titles.
on Friday, SmackDown and Bound for Glory, and then Saturday you have Extreme Rules. Wow, what a fucking packed weekend.
You know
of
what
wrestling.
bothers me though is that just for those listening at home, we're located in Canada. We're
Yeah.
in Montreal. TSN2 shows Dynamite every Wednesday.
Yeah.
On Friday, they happen to be showing Battle of the Belts at 11, I believe, but
Yeah, it's
they are
at
not
11.
showing Rampage They're not showing Rampage on one of their TSNs. They're showing it only on the app.
Do they show Rampage on TSN usually every Friday?
Yeah.
Never.
Never?
No. They only show it on the TSN live app.
Okay,
Yeah.
I watch it
Oh,
on.
really?
I watch it
Really?
off.
They don't show it on TV?
I have the TNT channel,
Rampage,
the TBS
Rampage
channel.
is not on. It's not on TV in Canada. It's only on the app on TSN
Okay, so
Live,
maybe we should make
TSN
enough
Direct.
noise and maybe get Tony to
I have the app, man.
broker
I'm
a
good.
deal there.
They only aired the last dance. Oh, sorry, the first dance of AEW last year when CM Punk debuted.
Okay.
And they're airing next week's Rampage, I believe.
I wonder if RDS maybe plays it now, because I know RDS started playing AEW Dynamite.
I don't know if they do a Rampage.
Well, we'll check it out. Maybe we'll reach out to someone.
I think we have to speak to Jericho and get TSN Ocho. Maybe they'll show Rampage.
There's you can only try. If you don't try, you never know. So, it's pretty cool, man.
One thing people didn't know was the medical status of Soraya. Is what everyone's been talking about since last week, and
kind of already know.
Britt Baker has a promo to make an announcement saying that Soraya will not be fighting because the doctors have not cleared her.
Britt Baker's telling us this.
Yeah, Britt Baker told us that. That's why
she's not a doctor. She's
not lying, right?
and she said, and that's why it's her division.
Okay,
it's still her division. All that just to bring us to this random women's trios match here with the heel team of one of my rising favorites, because she's been OG from the beginning, Penelope Ford. She's been actually like a surprising, like she actually seen she developed over
I don't
the
like
years.
her anymore after she broke up with Joey Janela there.
We're bad girl.
Yeah, we have Penelope Ford, Serena Deeb, and a fan favorite Jamie Hayter versus the team accompanied by Soraya. Here was Willow, Athena, and Toni
Willow
Storm.
Nightingale. You like Willow Nightingale?
After tonight, I finally knew who she was and saw what she does. If you would have asked me before tonight, I would have been like,
you should check out you should check out the match on Rampage between Jamie Hayter and Willow Nightingale that just happened on Friday. Very hard-hitting match. Really great to see. So.
Nice. I like those kind of matches.
Thanks to our friends at TSN. I can watch that, so maybe I'll check it out.
Yes. Too bad it's not on TV, though.
You know what? Going into this, I thought this whole segment and this match was gonna be another freaking this whatever.
Just give them time on TV.
Just give them time on TV. It's gonna be a mishmash.
Was it storyline driven at least? Was there something that came out of this that was significant?
I was gonna pass over to Alex because I said this was a great match. I think there was a lot of everything made sense. Everyone worked hard. There was no just randomness. I loved it. It was a great match. Who or what stood out to you, Alex?
Yeah, I agree. This was a really fun match. Lots of action. Really great stuff. Penelope Ford did something cool. She did the bridging to avoid, I think, Willow Nightingale's clothesline
into the cutter.
She almost lost herself to a cutter. She almost slipped, but she recovered well, and so she bridged back and then went straight into a cutter after. But I mean, like in terms of like story driven, like you have like. This to me is a follow up to last week's kind of missed segment with the AEW Women's Revolution spearheaded by Soraya. This was like a follow up to that. Most of these women have been in some kind of fatal 4-way match with Toni Storm, so they've been in the title picture. But really, like the story to come out of it, just before we get to the fallout of the match, is that Willow Nightingale picked up the victory.
Ooh.
And I guess might as well mention this now, but later on. She was in a backstage interview with Tony Schiavone, and she challenged Jade Cargill for the TABS title at Battle of the Belts.
I like that.
Friday.
I like that.
So she got a win in order to face Jade Cargill again. And she won with the Dr. Bomb. Her finisher is so awesome. Dr. Death, Steve Williams style.
I like her. She's got the look. She's a good wrestler, man. And I haven't heard a lot of her on the mic, but I could just imagine that she's not. I'm sure she's half decent on the mic, but she's got the look. And you know what? I think the crowd is behind her. And you need somebody to go against Jade. Everyone's been forgetting about Jade here. She is the actual champion, not like Toni Storm that's just holding it until Thunder Rosa comes back, / interim champion. So I get what they're doing because. Maybe they're just waiting for Thunder Rosa to get back into the action here, but hey, good stuff on their part for that. But
Claudio, enjoy the women's match here.
Yeah, no, it was really good. But I preferred last week's match better than this. I don't know what it was. I preferred last week's match. It was it was fun. It was good to see Serena Deebs and Toni Storm fight again. But it wasn't tonight.
The
Wasn't my
fans are
top
loving
favorite.
it. Deep.
Yes,
She was getting
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, because eventually she's gonna have to fucking do something here. Like she's gonna have to win a title or something, or like just.
That's what I'm thinking. She has to win.
Because that's what's
the
gonna
title.
happen now. The crowd is gonna start getting into it, and like, hey, like we would give her a shot here, and we're gonna. And
like,
if the crowd gets behind her enough, they're gonna have to do something. So.
Well, they have to do something with Jamie Hayter first at this rate. They have to capitalize on her.
Well, there you go. There you go. Exactly. So
like,
they
really
have parts and pieces to go with here. So it's all up to them to execute these little stories and these little crowd pops that they're getting. Someone here, Rom Empire says the Acclaimed biggest pop in years. Tonight, so I guess we'll get to that soon.
Shout out to Rom Empire in the chat here.
You're not a subscriber. Subscribe to our channel, my friend. Thanks for the comment.
Great women's match.
Can't see the chat, though.
We get a hockey fight. I know there's something going on with it tonight. I don't know why I saw it on the screen, but great women's match. What do we get? We got a little hockey fight at the end between Soraya and Britt Baker. Which
so that answers our question. I guess my favorite line, was to say that I think it was Excalibur or Tony Schiavone said that I think Britt Baker got the wrong information.
And there you go.
Shot that.
I think it was like a very light fighting thing. Either way. It regained our interest in the women's division, especially with Willow and everything that's going on with Soraya coming back. The Soraya Britt Baker rivalry.
Okay, so Soraya got physical.
Yeah,
yes.
Really? Okay, so that just puts everything to bed for everybody. So that's okay. That's
we
cool.
get a quick Rouge promo to get us pumped up for the match later on, and also to call out the private party that have been missing in action. Then they pulled up clips of them not being there to help out Rouge and Andrade, and then they said that they know. I forgot the guy's name. Who's the manager for Rouge? Jose,
the assistant.
Yeah, Jose, the assistant, says that he knows that Matt Hardy's been contract tampering the private party, and
these
so
guys,
they better watch out.
These guys are animals.
They'll take
animals, man. Yeah, these guys are taking real life situations.
All I have to say, since Rom Empire brought it up, let's get to it. The reason why we're all here, the reason why we all woke up this morning, because we all knew it was National Scissoring Day, and this could have gone many ways. This whole segment here, and I say they knocked it out of the park. You talk about sports entertainment. This was sports entertainment. This was a mixture of the DX presidential addressing at the beginning of Raw back in the days, that iconic one. That mixed with their first coming out party of we're just having a promo about nothing, kind of. You know, most of the promo was just about. And you know what? The freestyle was amazing from Caster, and I wrote down even the shit that when Caster was talking about the whole political shit, because we're in Washington, so he's kind of rubbing toting that line.
Yeah.
And he's the scissoring is to bring everyone together. It's right, left, blah blah blah. It's look to the brother beside you and just reach out and scissor him. You know what I mean? It was really well done.
Peace be with you.
It started off he's really trying to be serious about it, which kind of was cool because it's I'm all for peace and love, all that shit. But the way that he curtailed it right into look to the guy beside you and just reach over and give him a scissor. That was great. Bowens, not to skip Bowens, he was great. He had what lines that stood out to you guys there? Because there's a lot of great one-liners here.
Too many, but the only thing I can say is that I thought it was good to see, or in this case here, I guess, Anthony Bowens talking without just yelling. Everybody loves the Acclaim, or the Acclaim have arrived, because he showed a lot more personality. Mind you, that's awesome that he does, but that's just his shtick. But now he had some good. He was witty. He had some good comedic timing as well.
Oh, he's a Sultan of Scissor. We found out he's a Sultan of Scissor.
There's too many of them. I couldn't.
Yeah, this was a great segment, and also the bombshell and one of the the best thing announcers I heard all night was this, because as Caster called out for everyone to scissor each other in the crowd and reach out for the big scissor for peace and unity, the Swerve Strickland music hits and he comes out.
Swerve, they called him.
Yeah.
What did he call him?
Sneaky Swerve.
Sneaky Swerve comes out and interrupts and talks shit. They only won because of Billy Gunn and yada yada yada.
Well, that's true.
Yeah. You already know what he's gonna say. But the best part about it, he called out next week in Toronto, in Canada,
Ooh.
Billy Gunn himself to a one-on-one matchup in Toronto, Swerve versus Billy Gunn. So I gotta say, I'm pumped to see that. Billy Gunn looked jacked tonight, pumped. He had his mic time as well for the millions and millions around the world. He dropped the.
That's what Rom Empire is saying. Billy's and the Millions one-liner had a huge pop. I can guarantee that. Had some DX vibes. I could see that as well.
I'm pumped he's getting a one-on-one match next week.
You know what? That just puts more fanfare on the Acclaimed, and it's too bad because in reality, I would say eventually Billy Gunn's is gonna screw them over, but he's already done it already. So I don't think he's gonna do it now. I hope not. So maybe eventually down the line he will. Hopefully it does make sense, but. Like I said, it still leaves a bitter taste in my mouth the way they did it at with the gun club and everything. But to my chagrin, everything looks like it's going a-okay with the Acclaimed, and the crowd is eating it up alive.
So the amount of people with massive scissors in the crowd was
amazing.
There was
they relate to the crowd.
There was what was the crowd? There was a scissor me section. Everyone goes.
You know what? I'm gonna say it right now. It reminds me of a lot of Enzo and Cass, and I think they're a lot better than Enzo and Cass. Because Cass was just that one dimensional, like you said, with Bowens. At least he wasn't screaming it. That's the only thing Cass would say, and I only have 2 words to describe. That's the only thing he would say. So Bowens would always have that same line. At least he's getting out of that rut and the same line that he's always saying. And plus he's a great wrestler. They're both great wrestlers. Yeah, so Enzo wasn't the best wrestler out there, but on the mic, I don't think there was anyone that could have touched him in that part of WWE when he was there. So. But just to see everybody eating this up like this, it's amazing, man. It's great. It's great TV.
I like that Swerve said
solidifies them for a very long time as big time baby faces in AEW, and that's what you want. So.
Swerve, Claudio, you psycho. Swerve goes to Billy. Congratulations, you're now gonna get a bunch of kids in trouble and in detention at school, exactly like you did 20 years ago. Your stupid.
You know what? I believe it. And saying suck it to teachers, and there was always one thing I used to do at the podium in the atrium. We used to go for school assemblies and stuff, and I used to go on the stage, and there was the podium. I did not. Yeah. I repeat, I did not have sexual relations with that woman. I was up all night, so it's got that vibe. I like it, man. But let's see what Triple H has got up his sleeve next week for the DX reunion, because I know there's a lot of people that were pissed off, and you know what? But you know what? You never know. You never know. Maybe he might show up. You never know, because they've had some collaborations when Jericho and Danielson they were on Raw a couple of months ago. I think I forget what it was for
John Cena.
John Cena, yeah. So there you go. There you go. So and Ric Flair has done it in the past too with other companies. So you just never know. And that would be, you know what? Knowing Triple H, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I think that it would be good for the professional wrestling world even if they don't have like a Forbidden Door event or whatever, whatever the case may be, but to have little things like that one guy could go on the show and just do their shtick with DX, or vice versa on AEW. That's you know what? It's a win-win for everybody. So I hope it does happen. If it doesn't, hey, it's business. So
one thing we do know is going to happen is that Dark Order will be facing the Death Triangle on Friday at Rampage.
The trios titles.
The trios titles.
Yes. Ooh.
I want to see that, but man, that promo was so bad.
Who's fighting for Dark Order? Is Evil Uno going to be fighting?
No.
Yeah, isn't it Uno? No, wait, hold on. It's
Silver?
Alex Reynolds, John Silver, and 10 Preston Vance.
Yeah,
with his mask on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is the replacement match to replace the Andrade and 10.
Did they say it, or we're just assuming that's what it is?
No, he said it on Twitter again. Tony Khan, to say that just because 10 was injured technically, right? So he was never in the match at All Out. Okay. It was a Hangman Page who took his place, so now he gets his chance to be.
Does Tony kind of have shares in Twitter?
No,
everything he does, everything on Twitter.
Well, he's on Twitter.
They should do, honestly. They should just like put the tweet on the show.
Yeah,
like just put a picture of it.
Tony Khan
tweeted this. He does that sometimes when they set up
when
matches
they get
and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, but the way the AEW is doing it, seems like it's like child's play here. They're just like screaming at each other on Twitter. Everyone's getting like the. You know what? It rubs people the wrong way sometimes, man.
That didn't happen in the Chucky movies.
The Chucky movies.
Child's Play. The major one.
Actually, if you're watching, if you're watching Raw, Chucky was promoting Monday Night Raw. Actually, so.
It was NXT too. Chucky.
Yeah, NXT too. Yeah.
And did you do Nitro back in the days or Halloween Havoc?
Yes.
Oh, you know what's funny?
Halloween Havoc, I think.
Last week on NXT, Braun Breaker, the Steiner's nephew, did a little thing with the,
Steiner math.
The Steiner math. He did the Steiner math. We're at 3 guys here, so it looks like you got a 33% chance. He did it so good. Everyone popped. It was amazing, man. So little tribute to his uncle and obviously his father there, but pretty cool, man. I like Braun Breaker, man. He's going places, man. We're gonna see him on the main roster very, very, very soon.
Well, someone that we're seeing on the main roster in AEW Dynamite is
Jacques Rougeau.
Sky Blue. And we learned that Sky Blue is being trained by Madison Rain.
Really?
Apparently. And they're letting us know that here in a backstage promo with Tony Schiavone.
Ooh.
And they get interrupted by Anna Jay and Ty Mello.
A lot of interruptions backstage.
Ty J, and they just talk shit that she would be better off learning from an entertainer like them or whatever.
Instead of pro wrestling.
Girls doing girl things here, girl talk.
Brown rap battle. Antonio Brown raps now.
So yeah, that's that, and it brings us to a pretty impressive match. Rush, aka Rush. In English?
You know what? If I ever meet Rush, I'm going to tell him all these bad things you're saying about him, because I don't want to mess with him.
I don't pronounce his name properly sometimes, but I gotta say, he definitely
still animosity on Rush because he beat PCO.
No animosity. I love his intensity and his style in the ring.
Wrestler, fuck.
It's a good match. Him versus Hangman Adam Page. Go toe to toe, hard hitting.
Hard hitting matches.
Hard hitting matches. Claudio, you still there?
Yeah,
Alex, what stood out to you in this match? I was pretty much. I knew it was coming from Hangman Adam Page,
but Rush took another loss.
Rush was the thing to watch here. What did you like?
I guess this was the aftermath of that battle royal. Wasn't it Hangman Adam Page threw out Rush to win the battle royal?
Yeah, that was part of it. Yeah, and then was also the setup on Rampage when Rush beat John Silver.
Oh, okay.
That just happened, and then Hangman came out at the end, and they had a face-off.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I agree. It was a really good match. I enjoyed it. I don't know if there's anything in particular that stood out, any moves or whatnot, or just enjoyable to watch.
One-on-one, straight out, no interference.
No, it was a good match. All to bring us to a John Moxley coming out at the end, talking shit to Hangman Adam Page. You ran through everyone all these years.
Yeah, just before that, there was Private Party came out to because like Jose, the assistant before in the promo, was like basically giving shit to Private Party, saying that, hey, you never help us when we need you. So Private Party were sent out to try to, in theory, attack Hangman Page.
Private Party does something here because they're lost in limbo here for some reason. They were pretty high up at the beginning, and then just faded away where they started hanging around with Matt Hardy in the stairwell there with the stairwell boys there. So
AHFO would like destroyed them. I don't think it helped anybody.
Yeah, they're two good fucking wrestlers, man. I know one of them has tagged with Jeremy in the past. They've had some great matches around the world and everything. So to see them, you know what? Like I would love to see them be more on TV, and they have good charisma and they're very entertaining. So I think they should put that on display a little bit more, because having them in the back and just doing nothing, I think it's a waste for them. They're really, really charismatic, these guys. They have good characters. And they're exceptional wrestlers too as well. So I think they should do a little bit more with them. So we'll see. Did we see Matt Hardy at all tonight?
No.
No, Matt
It was
Hardy.
just,
But I mean,
it was just mentioned. Probably,
yeah, mentioned.
you know what? Probably Matt Hardy was stuck in those stairs. He probably couldn't get up because the emergency store doors didn't want to open. He's probably there in the background. He goes,
Audio.
They probably told me, I go out this door here. This is where the ringside is, and it was outside, and he couldn't come back in. Fuck, and stay out.
he's there trying to get in. He
the
goes,
door.
he's trying to get in.
Man. Any word on? Did they mention Jeff Hardy at all
Oh,
tonight?
he's really broken.
Because I know they want to bring him in slowly. They want to bring him in, I guess, eventually here. So I think he's been done his.
No, but if you see on Matt Hardy's social media, he's coming out with the stories that they've done with Broken Matt.
So you think your prediction is going to actually come true here, Claudio? From
I
months
think
ago?
my prediction is going to come true. I just don't know when exactly that's going to happen. So we'll see when it happens. I think, but you know what? If Jeff Hardy does come back as Willow, that's gonna be something.
Then I think he can't come back as Jeff Hardy. He has to come back as that broken character, like you said.
If he comes back, if he comes back as Jeff Hardy, like, we'll see him. And then after that, they'll be like, "You pushed me to the edge."
Because what now? It was like Malachi Black's not there. You have like that
is
dark characters there that like from before, like that almost portrayed the same thing, like them. I think
but hold on, Malachi Black or Aleister Black, whichever you want to call him.
Yeah.
Did he even Buddy Matthews? Is it Buddy Matthews that was also let go?
So I don't think they're let go.
Really.
I don't think they're let go. I think they had some kind of like mental health situations they wanted to
not both of them.
No, I know Malachi Black, but then Buddy Matthews was saying that he said basically at an independent show the same thing that Malachi Black said. He's I'm gonna go away. This is not goodbye. I'll see you later kind of thing. So. Maybe because sometimes you just need to refresh and get away from the product.
I understand. For two reasons. Number one, you start like when House of Black came in, they were amazing team, and then the second thing is they were jobbers at the end. But also before we continue,
I wouldn't say jobbers, but not jobbers. Just to say, the problem has always been consistency with AEW.
Yeah.
They have people on the show.
You have too many guys that want to win, and it's hard to make everybody win too, right?
Yeah, if a bloated roster too, you can't showcase everyone because you have too many people. Like
it's good to go away for a bit, and come back, and people will have a different perspective about you. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with those guys.
Yeah, before we continue, I just want to say, because if Malachi Black does come back, I don't think he's going to come back as the Malachi Black we know, because in the recent pay-per-view, Sting threw white mist in his face. So apparently that white mist
they have the trade. They trademarked House of Black, so the House of Black name is going nowhere in AEW. It's not like he could go somewhere else with it, but
maybe he just slightly changes his name, like Malcolm White.
Well, I know it's two different stories. Malachi Black is more for
Malcolm White.
It was more like a mental health kind of thing. Like he's drained. Like there's something like personal that's happening with him. So that's why he didn't talk about it.
Might have to do with visa issues.
Well, there you go. That could be another thing. He's from Australia, right?
Malcolm White from the White House.
Yeah.
Bruno. Don't
the House of Black. Malcolm White, and he has the White House. That's his next. He's coming back.
How do we get here?
And what he does is they turn the lights like fucking. They put like the lights super bright in the arena, like that hurts your eyes.
Yeah,
White House.
You'd love that, eh?
Yeah. I know.
Back to the action.
Back to the action. The action was quick as we got the dark Luchasaurus here.
I didn't really talk about Moxie's promo though. Like,
Moxie's promo. Moxie saying Moxie things. If it was, I think it was about two and a half minutes of him talking. If we were just left in the first 30 seconds, because the other 2 minutes after were just blah, blah, blah.
So what, his entrance was longer than his promo?
He's been there since the beginning, and Hangman's been there from the beginning.
Yeah.
But they've between the both of them, they've pretty much ran through everybody. Like they've both taken care of the who's who in AEW between the both of them, but they've never really.
Former champions. They never actually went 1-on-1 in AEW, if I'm not mistaken.
That's what Moxley
That's the
said.
whole point, yeah.
And that's what he goes. That's why he's looking forward. And I believe the thing he said was that I have respect for you, from things we've done in this company.
Is Moxley saying this?
But when we get in the ring, I have no respect for my opponent.
Ooh, Moxley saying Moxley things. I like
there
it.
You go. And then, he said you left out the most important part. I like you, Paige, but next time, I'll let it slide this time, but the next time, you'll be in trouble. Like, oh shit.
Okay, but I'll explain it. That's a good point, Claudio, because right before that, Moxley basically said, come, was it in Cleveland? Yeah. I'm going to I'm going to beat you, basically, whatever. He said something like that, right?
It's in Cincinnati. It's in his hometown.
Sorry. Yeah, Cincinnati. Cleveland is Wardlow, right?
Yeah.
Ohio.
Ohio, same thing.
Ohio.
Same thing.
What was that?
So Moxley said that
Cleveland, Ohio.
That he's going to be between him and Hangman Page, you're going to see who's the last man standing in AEW, right? Because between the both of them, they've beaten everybody, but they haven't beaten each other.
Ooh, Battle of the Belts, they're going 1-on-1? Or?
No, on the Tuesday night Dynamite.
Tuesday night Dynamite.
Wow, what a coincidence against NXT too on that Tuesday too, eh?
So Moxley said, he goes, I'm going to destroy you, basically. And then Hangman said, well, who says we have to wait until Cincinnati? Why can't we just do it tonight? And then Moxley, this is a loaded statement to what Claudio said. He goes, I'm going to let this one slide, because then he said, like a lot of kids around here, you say a lot of stupid shit.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
No.
I'm gonna let it slide for this time.
Moxley saying
next time you'll be in trouble.
What did Hangman Page say? He didn't say anything on the promo or anything? Hangman?
It was Moxley saying his shit, and then he was about to leave. That's when Hangman said, where are you going? We could do it right now. And then he grabbed,
everyone's afraid
the mic back.
Everyone's afraid to do a promo with Hangman Adam Page, when he did the CM Punk that time.
No, I think it's a reference to all the crap that's happening backstage.
Okay, I get it. But it seems like every time Hangman Adam Page has the mic, he's always throwing out some kind of fire there to somebody subliminally.
Not
you know what I mean? So it's pretty cool. That's why
I'm
starting to like Hangman Adam Page, the way he's portraying himself in AEW workhorse.
I love CM Punk, but I was always on Team Cowboy. Team Cowboy shit.
I like it.
We learned here that Rom Empire is concerned and wondering where Sonny Kiss is. I believe Sonny Kiss is there's a faction, like a heel now.
Trustbusters.
Yeah.
Well, Sonny Kiss, it was on Rampage for 2 seconds. Hey, Hangman.
Awesome. Hangman.
Well, I'm sure we're gonna see a follow up and a promo on Rampage, because we saw Sonny Kiss and the Trustbusters leave an envelope for Hook on the stage on Friday, and Hook took the envelope, and then that's as far as we know for now.
Did you see that with the video package, or that was just like a segment? And
it was a segment, because Hook he beat up. Who did he beat up? One of the wingmen.
What's his name? Ziggler's brother.
Yes, you're right. You're right. Ryan, not Ryan. Nick. No, Nick is Ziggler.
Ryan,
sorry, Ryan Nemeth.
Because I was gonna say we haven't seen the Trustbusters in a while there with the Davari and the lookalike Brock Lesnar there. So. Bordeaux, but so we'll see what happens. I guess that's cool. You know what? They're advancing storylines here slowly, and that's good, man. They're keeping everybody interested, keeping everyone on TV, so it's cool, man. It's good.
Another big match right up there with Brian Cage and Wardlow. The following match we had was Fuego del Sol versus Luchasaurus.
Oh my God.
So how do you think? Without seeing, how do you think this match went, Frank?
Frank, how do you think?
40 seconds.
Frank, how do you think one? Yeah,
that's way too long. It
40
was about 12 and a half, I think, maybe.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Fuego, man. But you know, at least he knows his role.
But this was all for Christian Cage to come out with his nice red jacket and his sling. Comes up slowly, smirking on his face, comes in the ring, tells Luchasaurus to keep beating the crap out of him. And then the save outcomes, they referred to him as Jack.
Ooh.
Comes running
Jungle
out.
Boy Jack, yeah.
Comes out
Jungle
with
Boy Jack Perry.
Yeah, with his chair to try to settle down. Hits Luchasaurus twice, gets out of the ring through group, doesn't go down, but wants to go back in. And Christian says, no, wait. And then I forgot exactly what he said because I just got pumped because Christian said, first Jack Perry said, grabbed the mic saying, I can't believe you did this. You're my friend. You're my best friend. That pretty much almost like the Jericho Garcia kind of thing.
It was a good promo for
Yeah.
Jungle Boy. He said that basically, Luchasaurus, we were best friends. You broke my heart. Now I'm gonna break every single bone in your body.
And you see the transition now. Like I've been complaining about his promos and everything. Jungle Boy Jack Perry, and they've been pre-recorded ones. At least we got one in front of the live crowd. And to what you guys are saying, it sounded like he did well. So that's progression. See, all my complaining.
It's short and brief. That's what it has to be. Yeah,
exactly.
And
there
then
you go.
Christian Cage says this is not going to happen here. This is going to happen
in
next
Canada.
week in my hometown, Toronto, Canada. So
nice.
Christian Cage will be in the house also.
Well, not fighting, right? Because obviously he's still injured.
No, it's Luchasaurus versus.
Remind me how he got injured again, Christian Cage? Was it?
I don't know.
Did they actually say it, or it's weird? Cause...
No, he didn't say it because in All Out he was supposed to have a match with Jungle Boy.
Yeah.
And then
I'm trying to remember if he had a match before and that's how he got injured, or I don't know, maybe he was training or jerking off.
Yeah, well, it sounds like something he would do with jerking off or training. But Christian Cage,
what was his most recent match? Was it against Matt Hardy? No, he fought someone else. Was it?
No, he fought Matt Hardy.
I wonder if you could blame Matt Hardy on this.
No. He fought Matt Hardy.
I'm kidding.
He fought Matt Hardy, but it wasn't recently, right?
What the last pay-per-view? Didn't he fight
before
last
All Out? It was before All Out.
I'm saying before All Out.
Figure that out. And
maybe he smashed Matt Hardy through a table and then Christian pulled his ligaments or something. I don't know.
Who knows? I want to know, Alex. I was kind of transitioning to set up the shit here. This promo went quick. We got the best friends. What was happening here? They were talking shit about the bastard Pac. Was that what was happening?
Yes, because the bastard Pac is pulling double duty, as Excalibur said on Friday, because he's going to be in the World Trios Championship match with the Dark Order against the Death Triangle, and he's also that's on Rampage. Then on Battle of the Belts, he's defending the All Atlantic Championship against Trent Beretta.
Okay.
From the best friend. So it was just a follow-up saying, you're a bastard. You had to use a hammer to beat Orange Cassidy. Now you put him out. And basically Trent wants revenge for Orange Cassidy. And he wants the title as well. And Pac is just saying, I don't care, I'm a bastard.
I don't see Pac losing the All Atlantic title. Maybe losing the Trios titles could happen. You never know. But I don't think he's going to lose to Trent Beretta. Maybe he still has to go through all the best friends there. So we'll see.
We'll see.
Hit them all with hammers at this point.
Yeah, might as well. Fuck.
We'll see. So I believe, according to my notes, because I have nothing else written down after that, it's time for the main event. Am I correct? Did I not miss anything?
Yeah, Mark Henry agrees with you.
It's time for the main event.
Did Mark Henry come on and say it? Or?
No.
Just on Rampage.
That's a Rampage thing. I think that's the only reason. One of the only reasons to watch Rampage sometimes.
It's like literally turned into a joke. That's all that he's there for.
Well, I'm sure there's more that he's there for, obviously, but it's like me saying, here we go. Everybody wants to hear me say, here we go. It's the same fucking thing. Good for him.
By everyone, you mean
somebody comes and tells me, hey, Frank, you're going to say, here we go for the rest of your life. You get paid every time you say, okay, no problem. Fuck. Do it on the toilet if you want. Fuck. I don't give a shit.
It's time for a main event. So we had...
sure you'd be fighting on Dark.
We had the sports entertainers versus the professional wrestlers here. And Frank, did you catch this match?
Like I said, I only caught bits and pieces of it, but I love the little pose that they did at a certain point there in the middle of the ring. Sammy Guevara went on the floor.
You still suck. You still the fans were all over Sammy Guevara the whole time.
Eating it up alive, but it's going to be a different story in Canada next week there. So, but I'm very curious to see if Sammy Guevara comes out with Chris Jericho if you get booed. But I remember a lot of people were saying that Chris Jericho doesn't put anyone over or anything. But for some reason, if I'm not mistaken, I heard the crowd chanting Garcia. So. Kudos to Chris Jericho, man. He literally is making Daniel Garcia a fucking star, man. And that's great to see, man.
You being in any program with Jericho is your platform
for you to
get yourself over. So you have to make sure that you're memorable in your time with the champion. It's not Jericho's job necessarily to get you over. You know what I mean? Like, it'll be what it is, but you're getting that platform in a program with Jericho. You make the best of it, and you make the fans love you.
Yeah, but in the end,
like,
Jericho wants this. What's happening here.
Yeah,
is
but
what
just
he
saying.
wants.
But when whichever wrestler you put into this whatever conversation in a program with Jericho, when they're done with Jericho, when they're no longer on segments with Jericho beside him or wrestling with him or her, whatever, they now have to use that leverage of the time they had with Jericho, that spotlight, to make people care about them after. It's their job. It's not Jericho's job after.
Well, I'm just saying, it's good
Jericho's
to see Jericho doing.
Jericho's going to do Jericho things. Not to be,
because Jericho's Chris Jericho. So it's to the point where if anyone's going to fight him, you're going to get that rub off him, and it's up to you to take advantage of that rub. And I think Daniel Garcia is taking advantage of that rub. So. We're only a week away here. Maybe we might get some press passes on the email here. You never know.
What rubbed you the right way here in this match?
It was a fun match. It was a good main event to cap off, I think, a pretty good in-ring show, like from wrestling standpoint of the night. I thought it was good. I liked the double label lock and the elbows from Garcia and Danielson.
Yeah.
That was good. The crowd was into that. The finish is, it's Jericho's thing, right? Yeah, you got to cheat to win.
There you go.
I thought it was still an interesting choice to have Sammy win, given all the the rumors and all the backstage stuff.
Heat, right?
Yeah, you wanted the boo at the end.
Yeah, that's what
Jericho
you wanted.
I guess.
I
expected Jericho to get the pin, so I was a little surprised about that.
But Jericho was the one who executed the
yeah,
exactly.
The
So at least he's keeping that narrative going.
Yeah.
So good for Jericho. I love that.
That being said,
the crowd.
That being said, the road is set, ladies and gentlemen. We are
1 week away.
1 week away from AEW, right here in Canada. A couple of hours away from us in Toronto. We're gonna see Jericho confirmed. We're gonna see Christian Cage. That's confirmed. We're gonna see badass Billy Gunn. That's confirmed. What else is confirmed with regards to matches?
Is Jeremy Prophet confirmed? Or?
Jeremy Prophet will be there.
When they were going through the matches, I thought, and Jeremy Prophet from I thought they were going to.
Jeremy Prophet will be there. We'll find out.
I think that's it for now. But yeah, you said Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, Danielson, and Jericho.
Badass Billy Gunn is going to have a
match. Championship. Yeah, Swerve and Billy Gunn. But I did just check it. I had to. We can blame Matt Hardy. Christian's last match was against Matt Hardy before all that.
It was, So yeah.
It was. I remember.
Damn Matt Hardy.
That was, what? That was.
Damn you and your stairwells.
But you know what? That was an interesting match if it happened 20 years ago.
Well, of course.
My favorite tweet.
It was
sick.
This
burn.
match was really good. This match was good. Like that match specifically, it was just fun. It was just like at one point I thought they were both gonna stop and say hey, I have back problems. Hold on, it's me a minute.
I want to hear next week is Def Dibs' song and Jeremy coming out to it. It'd be amazing to see on Dynamite, which would be pretty cool. But I was maybe even thinking of maybe doing a live stream reaction for Dynamite next week. We'll see what happens. Like I said, we're big fans of Jeremy. We're hoping, and of course Jessica Black as well. So hopefully they will be on AEW TV. We know that they're going to have some kind of involvement in the week of AEW Dynamite and Rampage, maybe on Dark or Elevation, whatever the case may be. The foot is in the door, and I know that Jeremy will take full advantage of being at AEW with everybody there and showing that he is the best wrestler in Canada,
and that's the truth
in the world, and show everybody that he is the best. So we're going to keep our fingers crossed. Hopefully it works out, and hopefully he gets a big match on Dynamite next week. But until then, we're going to have to say goodbye to everybody here, and hopefully next week we'll be reviewing AEW Dynamite and talking about our boy Jeremy Prophet on Dynamite and maybe on Rampage. So we're going to get to see something next week. But it's in Canada, so pretty excited about that. Hopefully the crowd is going to be just as good as the Montreal crowds, because we know how good the Montreal crowds are when wrestling does come around. And Tony, you got to come to Montreal, goddammit. Come to Montreal, baby. Let's go. Sleep in my house. I don't give a shit. Let's go.
That being
Tell
said,
him you can give him the belt. You have the belt. You can give it to
Never. It's mine. It's mine.
There you go.
Frank doesn't job, right?
Tony, you could sleep at his house, and
That's
Tony
it.
Storm, you could sleep at my house.
No,
and,
John Moxley or Adam
John
Cole.
Moxley could sleep at Claudio's house. And that being said, we'll all go sleep at our own houses tonight. For Alex, the Elite, Claudio Capri, Frank Jofo, I am Selecta Brew. We're signing out, and there's only one more thing to say.
Wrestling is life.
Scissor me, daddy-o.